Welcome to the Too Long Didn't Watch version of our Frenzy Mercenary hidden mechanics and things that you need to know video. First and foremost, you only need to make one weapon if you're going to be using something like Crescent Moon, Lawbringer, or Grief, because the Mercenary considers you to be using two of a weapon if you only equip one of them. So literally equipping another Grief or another Crescent Moon or another Lawbringer does absolutely nothing. The same can't be said for items that give you auras. So if you're trying to use something like Hand of Justice or Last Wish, while it will use that weapon in both hands for damage and chance to hit, it won't use it for considering what level aura your mercenary should have applied. So sadly, you do need to cough up those 6 jaws, 2 burrs, 2 sirs, and 2 mouths if you want to get that level 34 might aura. The Act 5 mercenary actually adds a total of ×2 full weapon base damage, so that's weapon min max multiplied by ethereal multiplied by on weapon ED, and it will then take 3 times any values that say plus to minimum or plus to maximum. So that's why something like Head Striker does so much ridiculous damage. It's getting ×3 that max damage increase on top of doubling the base weapon damage, and then takes all of that and multiplies it by off weapon ED. Long story short, the mercenary can only use one-handers, but the line character screen is basically showing you anywhere between 1/5 to 1/10 of the total damage. And then on top of that, it also still doesn't show you grief damage. So your merc's going to run around with 1500 max damage, but actually be doing anywhere between 5 to 8k, depending on what gear you have on them. This new mercenary is better for applying stuff like Decrepify on targets, because the new Act 5 mercenary actually has Battle Cry, whereas Frenzy uses Taunt. Battlecry will remove a curse in an area of effect around the mercenary, whereas Taunt will only do it to single targets. So you'll literally have Decrepify up on more targets more of the time than if you were to use the normal merc. The mercenary literally attacks faster and also runs faster. So by the time it kills a monster, it's engaging the next monster faster than any other merc in the game, since they typically attack at max range. So this merc is literally zerking damage into the face of monsters faster than other people, and is able to keep up with you as you're running better. So you have to wait less time for it to teleport pop over to you. So you're literally getting more bang for your buck out of using it. Lastly, mercenaries quite literally do benefit from Deadly Strike first and foremost. Any sources of critical strike like Sword Mastery or Critical Strike the skill on Peace rune word. And then on top of that, have a 5% chance to double critical. 5% of the time they're going to roll a chance to critically strike, and this will double any critical strikes that were from your other gear. So if you have a 100% chance to deadly strike, that means roughly 20% of the time you're actually doing 4 times your weapon damage on top of all of those hidden multipliers that the game doesn't show you in the line character screen. All in all, the mercenary is fantastic. They're a great aura bot. They're definitely going to replace Act 2 mercenaries in some circumstances, and the things can literally solo Ubers. So this guy is one of the only mercenaries you can actually take into Ubers to have survive. And on top of that, if you were to damage diesel out this little monster to a ridiculous point, he could just go kill the Ubers himself. So now you don't need to make that Smiter Paladin if you really hate hitting people with your shield. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and include the link to the full video if you want to see all of the math and the equations and how we actually did the testing and how we proved all these things. But if not, feel free to just enjoy this one here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.